Before we begin the video, if you haven't yet, come on down and join my Discord server. Link is down in the description. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel for another set review. Today we're checking out the Sorcerer's Dragon, also known as Griefbringer. I'll start by reviewing the set's design, then the minifigures, and lastly a rating out of 5. That's about all I have to say, so let's get started. So what we have here is actually this little board game extension, and this is supposed to connect to the Skull Dungeon. I figure let's take a look at this first. And it looks really nice, I love the use of these orange pieces to kind of signify lava here. And as for the actual ground, well, as you see, there's a lot of these decals here. I'm not exactly sure how the board game works, but it looks pretty nice. I like the skull here and the green flames, and yeah, a little spider here. There's a lot of detail on here. You also have this blue rock and a heart. Not exactly sure what that signifies, but as we come over here, these are definitely where the highlights are. A statue of Lily, that's really cool, and actually if you put a minifigure down here, the statue will fall down, so that's nice. That's a nice element of the board game. And then also we have the Ivory Blade of Deliverance here. As I said in the last set review, these Blades of Deliverance, these pieces just look really nice. I think they're very detailed. The skull hilt is super cool. So this definitely looks nice to me. And now let's actually take a look at the dragon. We'll start at the front and work our way back. And yeah, so this head is, I don't really know. I mean, I like this eyepiece, it looks very nice, but I feel like it's a little bit cluttered. There's just too much going on. You got this piece, you got this piece, you have some fangs up there, some more fangs off to the side. Yeah, you see what I mean? It just feels like there kind of is a bit too much going on here, and it would definitely help if this was a bit more simplified, I guess. But yeah, as for the actual wings, these wings look very nice. They're pretty big, but I really love the tatters. I think the colors look very nice. And we also have kind of like a saddle area for the Skull Sorcerer to sit. These flags are nice. And there's a shooter here too. Yeah, I probably had to slam harder there, but that's cool. If you actually look under, this rib cage is very, very nice. This is definitely one of the highlights of the set. And if you press back here, you can actually let the egg out. But yeah, I think the rib cage is very detailed. It looks really nice. For these front legs, yeah, these look good too. I really like how big they are, but you can't really move them around much. You can't move this upper part. You can move the bottom part of the leg here, but the front part doesn't move much, and I guess that's kind of an issue of the set, the movement. As you see, you can't really move these legs. The wings have limited movement as well. They can't move lower than this. They can just move up and kind of behind. So I guess that's kind of an issue, but personally I don't really care too much about the movement. As long as the set looks good, that's really what I care about. And now let's move over here. Again, more of this rib cage, I guess. Yeah, very nice. I like the gray pieces and these transparent green pieces as well. The back legs are definitely a bit better in terms of movement because you could do more with them here. So yeah, and then as for the tail looks very nice, but also I feel movement is a bit of an issue here. As you see, it just kind of goes wherever it wants. It doesn't really stay in one position, which I feel kind of hinders its, I don't know how to put it. It just kind of makes it so you can't really pose it, because if I try to keep the tail out like this, it just snaps back, and that's definitely kind of annoying to me. But overall, I do feel there are some issues in terms of the set's movement, but the actual way the set looks and how it looks when I just prop it up like this, it looks really, really good in my opinion. And there's also this. This is supposed to be the die for the board game, and it's really cool. So what you do is you spin it around, and then it falls over on a number. And I feel that is just such an innovative idea. It works really well, and yeah, I really like that. Also, this is included. I guess this is supposed to be a stand for the ninja, and it comes for Jay and Kai. It looks nice. Again, not really sure what the hearts are supposed to mean. And now taking a look at our minifigures, we got Kai here. And if you watched the last review, you know I'm not a big fan of this one. Now, the colors are awesome. This combo of red and gold is very, very good. It looks really nice. And the shield is good, the weapon's good, armor and mask, all of that is good. But the actual minifigures elements, or the printing rather, is definitely where it falls flat. For example, the leg printing is literally the same as Season 11. No changes whatsoever, which is not good. And as for the actual torso, I mean, this chest plate, let's get this out of the way. This chest plate looks nice, but it just doesn't really feel connected to the rest of the minifigure. It doesn't really feel natural. So unfortunately, this is my least favorite Season 13 minifigure, or for the ninja, just to clarify. And then also we have Nia's minifigure. Nia's is definitely a lot better. And the gray suit for Nia, I think the gray suits are definitely getting better. And I think one of the things that's good about this minifigure is the different shades of gray. For example, we got this silver shining gray, and then the primary color is that darker gray we're used to seeing. This chest plate definitely looks better. I love the blue details, and this fur is interesting as well, and it seems to kind of extend onto this arm. But the highlight for me is definitely the leg printing. The upper legs look very nice with this armor and the blue belt. So I'd say this minifigure is pretty good, but not great. And last but not least, we got the J Season 13 minifigure. And this one has a lot of the issues Kai's has. But one thing that definitely makes this minifigure better, let me just try to move the shield again, is that the actual chest plate looks way better. It feels like a natural continuation of the shoulder armor, kind of like it's extending down. And, well, yeah, other than that, not too much is awesome about this minifigure. Leg printing is exactly the same, and yeah, not really much changed about the Season 11 minifigure except for this chest plate. That being said though, the chest plate looks way better than it did on Kai's. So I'd say this minifigure it's okay. Not awesome, but it's not terrible either. And now we get to talk about the villains. So here we have the Skull Sorcerer. And honestly, what a really good minifigure. Skull of Hazador looks really cool. Let's move him out of the way. And as for the actual design of this minifigure, it's the very first winged figure, for a Ninjago at least. And that's really cool. I can't believe it's taken us this long to get it. I believe these are the wings from Chima. Would have been nice to see some new molded wings, but that's alright. It's not really a big issue at all. As for the mask, I find that I kind of flip-flop between which mask I like more, and that being the set mask or the show mask. Initially, I liked this mask more because it seemed more elegant and mysterious, but I gotta say, I think the show mask is a bit better because it fits the character more. It kind of makes the Skull Sorcerer seem more spooky, whereas this one makes him seem, I don't know, I guess a bit more fancy or elegant. But yeah, this is still a really good mask, and this hat piece that kind of goes with it is nice too. If we take it off, we get to see Vangelis' face. Looks really cool. I like this diamond and the actual expression. It looks a lot like the Oni. And as for the actual torso of this minifigure, really awesome. I love how black is kind of the prime color here, with green too. And I think this color scheme for the Awakened Warriors of the Skull Sorcerer is nice. This symbol is really good. I love how the Ninjago text actually reads Dead Rise. And if we come around to the back, yeah, there's also some printing under there. And it would have been really nice to get some printing out of the sloped piece, but it's okay. If you turn the minifigure to the side, this is just a general issue for all winged figures. But it's kind of bulky, you know, you could tell that the wing attachment is pretty big, but if you look at it from the back or just simply from the front, not really an issue. Overall, this minifigure I feel is just super good. And last but not least, we get to take a look at our Awakened Warriors. And this is a very simple minifigure. DHX and Ninjago villains tend to be more complex, and the Red Visors, Pyro Snakes, and Ice Samurai were definitely more detailed. But there's nothing wrong with this. I actually like that for once we got a much more simple minifigure. Black is the main color, looks really nice, and this helmet is good too. And the actual face looks awesome. I don't really like the Legacy face mold or the Legacy head mold, especially when it was used for the Legacy skeletons, but here it looks perfectly fine. I love the actual printing here and the green color. It kind of gives the illusion that this minifigure doesn't really have a soul. And the green color, I guess, kind of represents that it's been brought back to life or reanimated. So it's very cool. Even though this is a simple minifigure, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, and I still feel this minifigure looks pretty spooky, and these are definitely the superior skeletons. These are definitely Ninjago's best skeletons. In conclusion, I feel this isn't just one of Season 13's best sets, but also one of the series' best dragons. They definitely nailed the design here. It's very spooky, very intimidating, and this idea of a skeleton dragon really works. I would say my only issues are the movement, which is a bit too limited, and the head also feels a bit too messy. All in all though, this was a fabulous set, so my final rating for this will be a 4.5 out of 5. But anyways guys, that's about all for today, so thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, share with anyone and everyone you know, leave a comment explaining your thoughts on the Skull Sorcerer's dragon, and I'll see you next time.